go. Got a shaker card for you today. You can see some of my little hearts moving around there. These are always fun. And if you've never made one or sent one, everybody loves these. I'll show you. They're super easy to do too. Okay, so I'm going to be using a couple different dies today. I've got the Heart of Hearts that we'll be using to make both the confetti for the shaker and the focal element. And I'm going to be making a frame with the Scalloped Lattice buckle bar. So I'll show you how that works. And I'm going to do a little bit of embossing with the Heart Lattice embossing folder. That's an A4 embossing folder from Creative Expressions. So I'll start there and we'll work our way upwards. Bring my folder in. And I've got a piece of coconut white card. We'll just pop this inside. And it's got a nice trellis look to it. So you want to center it and make sure that you're even going around. Base plate, folder and card, and raspberry adapter. That's your sandwich for your grand caliber. There we go. Pop this out and show you our pretty embossing there. Comes out really, really nicely. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and pop this into place. I do have to warn you though, whenever you're using this folder, don't forget that the hearts have an orientation, so you want to make sure you've got it right side up. I've done this a few times and notice when I've completed my card that I've put them on upside down. A little bit of tape around the edge here. There we go. Done some matting and layering using some red and black. Go ahead and put that into place. Okay, so we'll move forward from there. Now I'm going to cut the buckle bar. Now this is kind of an unusual die, so I want to show you how it's used. Take a piece of white card here. We'll just put that on to that. A little bit of tape it in place there. Give it a quick run through. Check it. That looks good. And you can emboss that to bring out some of the detail. I'm just going to show you this as it is, and I have one I've already done. So use my tool-in-one, take out the extra bits there. Whoops. Like that. Get a hold of that center there. Pop that out, and let me just poke these last little guys out. Okay. Now, tidy up a tiny bit. Okay. So you can use it as is, but I wanted to have a little bit of backing behind it. So what I've done is I've gone ahead, just cut a couple little pieces of black card that I'm going to put behind it. And there's two more little pieces there. So to cover that, I'm just going to use the Cosmic Shimmer fine line glue here. I'm going to put a little bit around this part of it, just in the center there. And then along the edge here, top and bottom. I'm just going to grab that edge. Let me just put a little bit on either side to make sure it's nice and secure. And a couple in the middle here, and that'll hold it nicely, hopefully. And around there. You don't want to use a spray glue because you don't want that all over the back of it, just where you want to put it. So it's nice to use that liner. Now I've just cut a tiny little piece of black card, a little octagonal shaped. I'm going to cover that center, hold that, and another little strip, and this should be right about the right size for this. Let's see. Might have to do a tiny bit of trimming. Nope, that looks good. Hold that, give it a second to set up. Okay, now you can see I've just backed that, so I've got my color showing through. Okay. I've done 3 other ones and I've put them into each other to work and make a frame. So to do that, what you need to do is take the smaller decorative piece here and you're just going to give it a little bit of a bend so it'll fit through here. It needs to be slightly bigger, otherwise it would just fall right back out. And there's 2 little slits in that design that will just pop back over and hold that edge there. So you can put a little bit of tape in place once you've got that on there. Make sure it's going to hold steady. And do this last one. There we go. A little bend ever so slightly. Pop that one through. Pull it through gently. Work it back right under those little slits. It'll tuck it into place and hold that. And a little bit of tape on the back of that. We'll hold that in place. I moved it. There we go. Let's try that. Okay, so now I've got a nice little frame, and what you want to do is add a piece of acetate to the back of this, just a little bit of glue or tape around the edge, so you'll have something that looks like this one. See? I've added some mounting foam because we're going to raise that up to give us some room for our confetti. All right, so I'm going to put it upside down with my acetate like that, and we're going to make some confetti. I'm going to do a couple of these hearts. Now this heart, it's called a heart of hearts because every fall away piece inside this heart is another heart. Okay, so I think I'll go in with the red first, and we'll just pop that on there. And I'm just using the decorative piece here. You don't need to have the outer cutting edge. Good. So I want to just bring a piece of copy paper in to catch that. And I will use my 2-in-1 and pop those hearts out. Take my tape off. There we go. You can get those last little bits out with a pokey tool. So I've got all sorts of different sizes of shapes of your hearts there. Okay. And then you've got a really pretty decorative piece you can use for something else. So I'm going to keep these. I'll pop them in like that. A few more. And I'm going to do some white ones that are glittered. Okay, so what I want to do is take my spray glue, spray the area where I'm going to put my heart. Bring in some diamond sprinkles. We'll glitter this. Okay, just move it around. And because your confetti can turn over sometimes, I'm going to spray the back so that it doesn't matter which side of it shows, you're still going to have a nice little bling. And we'll do this side too. Okay. Pop this back into our container. Go. Bring our heart back over, and there's a little one we missed. Put that right on there, and I'm just going to leave it there. Hopefully that should be fine. We're just catching the inside pieces, so. There we go. Check to see if we've cut through all the way. I think we have. And we will bring this back over so we can catch the little bits, and we'll use our 2-in-1 again to tease them out of there. How about our pokey tool? These are a little stickier with the spray glue, so. And get the most of these off of there. Come on, there we go. We've got some larger ones and some real tiny ones, so it adds for a really nice look to the confetti. There we go. I've got a few extras, so we'll just use those. Pop those into there. Okay, so that's probably enough to fill this with. So with the base of this upside down, our acetate on the bottom, we're going to go ahead and fill this. Just put in a little mixture of red and the glittery ones in there. And it's up to you. And you can even put a couple little dots of glue so that there's 1 or 2 hearts kind of stuck, so you always see them. That's totally up to your own discretion as well. And then now we're going to encase that with a piece of card on the back. And you want to make sure that your mounting foam goes all the way around so nothing escapes too. And I've got a piece of white card here. Make sure they're all lying nice and flat so it'll sit nicely. And pop that right over the back, about like that. Seal it up really well. So we'll bring back our base piece. So now you've got all sorts of nice little confetti in your shaker area. So I'll put some tape on the back of that. We'll get it into place on our background. Oops. One more side. There we go. Pop that right into the center of our embossed background, like that. And I've gone ahead and used the die with the outer cutting edge here to create a white decorative heart, and I've backed it with a red one. So we'll put this one into place first, up in the upper corner, about like that. And I've done a second one here that will slightly overlap for our focal element. Just pop that about like that. So pretty. And now you can just play with your little shaker bits and you can see them all the way around. So I think your recipient will really enjoy a card like this. Join us again on our Creative Expressions YouTube channel. We have a Facebook page. I have my daily blog. There's just so many ways that you can see more creations using the Sue Wilson dies.